In this video, I take this old headboard and turn it into a segmented bowl. If you'd like to see how I do it, stick around. Saw me chop up this headboard. I still have this piece left. The bottom part it looks like it's poplar. The top part is solid oak. I cleaned it up. It's beautiful. It's gonna make a nice bowl. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start making segments. I have all this beautiful oak, which I'm gonna cut into segments to make rings. I'm going to use this PSL for the base. I got two little pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and glue them together and then cut a circle and make my base out of this. So let's go ahead and start getting that part done. Alright, all these rings and this bottom block should be nice and dry. I'm going to go ahead and unclamp everything and then go ahead and cut my circle out. So let's get that done. Okay, it's all dried up. I'm going to clean these all up on my sander, cut my circle out. This is going to be like a foot, I believe. It'll be like a foot, like that. All right, so you'll see a little montage of me cleaning these up. Okay, you see I cleaned up all those rings. I cut the circle. On the top ring, I actually went on the sander and I kind of just rounded it off because it was like edge to edge, it was like 12 and a quarter or something like that. So I went ahead and took it down. Right now it's like 11 and 3/4. So as long as I center it pretty well, I should be able to turn it over my lathe without swinging the head. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this up. I got this little threaded rod here. Got this different size for different plates. So while this is drying up, we'll go ahead and hot glue gun this glue block here. All right, we'll let that dry. I'm gonna flatten this off, cut a recess so I can put it in my chuck, and then glue my foot on. Let's get that done. Just so I flatten the edge of this so I can glue my ring on here. Put my recess for my chuck. Put my recess for my emblem. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. So let's get that done. Alright, we'll let that dry a little while. Let's dry it up. Let's unclamp this. Alright, it dried up. It's not horrible, I've done worse, but it's a little bit off. The top ring is a little bit off. So we'll make it work though. So we gotta wait for that to dry, attach it to here, and then we'll be on our way. It's been a little while, that should be pretty dry. Dry enough to unclamp. So now I'm going to get this back on the lathe. I'm going to clean up the side and just kind of round off this center. And then we'll take it off the glue block and glue it on here. So let's get that done. All right, note to self. There's a play button and there's a picture button on my phone. I pressed the picture button and I thought the video was going. Anyway, I finished off the bottom. I used Axe wood paste and their polish. Got the bottom pretty much ready. I flattened the top. I put a slight little concave in there. And I kind of marked this off where I think it's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here, and then we're going to wait for that to dry, and we'll see what happens. I have this mounted up. It spins over it. It's not that bad. I'm going to start giving it a little shape here. Make like a little foot and start giving it a little shape. Let's get that done. This PSL is real grabby. It keeps catching. I keep getting catches on it. So I'm going to use my little sander here and try to kind of work it in. I have the whole bowl sanded down to 400. I'm gonna blow it off, clean it off with alcohol, put it with sand, put some sanding sealer on it, let it dry, and then hit it with my Axe abrasive paste. So let's get that done. Alright guys, here it is. Headboard oak. Piece of PSL I had around. Piece of walnut I had around. Little walnut inserts. It's about 12 by, I don't know, 5 tall. At first I was like, oh, I wasn't sure about this foot, but you know what? It's growing on me. I'll give you guys some close-ups in a minute. I actually made this for a resident of a senior living facility. They had to switch up their bed and, you know, they were getting rid of that headboard. So I figured it'd be a nice way for them to remember their bed. A little conversation starter, you know. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. What else? Like, dislike, tell me if you like this foot or not. I'll give you some close-ups. Thank you so much.
Shut up and sit down.